Hello everyone. I have picked out a special book that I have read before to my friends. But you know what? It is such a good book. I want to read it again to you. And some of you might not remember it. So make sure you listen so that you don't miss this great story about a bear named Corduroy. This book was written by Don Freeman. And you know what? He not only wrote the words, he's not just the author, he's the illustrator. And he made these wonderful pictures. Alright, so our story starts in a big toy store. That's where Corduroy is. He is in a toy store on a shelf with all of the other stuffed animals and dolls and toys. And do you know what Corduroy does? Every single day, he waits. He waits and he waits. What do you think he's waiting for? He watches all of the shoppers walking by with their bags. They're buying all kinds of wonderful things from all the stores. But no one ever seems to want to buy a little bear in green overalls. So what's he waiting for? He is waiting for someone to want to buy him. I think Corduroy feels a little bit alone. He would really like a special friend who wants to play with him and give him wonderful hugs to make him feel good and take him special places. So he waits every day. Then, one morning, who should stop by but a little girl who stopped right in front of Corduroy. "Oh, Mommy," she said, "look, there's the very bear I've always wanted." "Not today, dear," said her mother. "I've spent too much money already on all my other stuff. Besides, he doesn't look new. Oh, he's lost one of his buttons right off of his shoulder. Look at his shoulder strap. Do you see how it's broken? It's not like the other one fastened because he's missing a button." So she's right, he doesn't look new. How do you think Corduroy felt when she said, "No, we can't buy him"? I bet he felt very sad, and I bet he felt disappointed. Disappointed means something didn't go the way you wanted it to. Well, Corduroy watched them walk away. "I didn't know I had lost a button," he said. "Oh no, tonight I will go and see if I can find it. Maybe if he found the button, someone would want to buy him." So that night, when everybody had left the stores, Corduroy carefully climbed down to go search for his missing button. He looked everywhere. He looked on the floor. That's a good place to start. He's been up on his shelf. If it fell down, maybe it's on the floor. So that's where he started. But you know, this is a very big store, and there's a lot of places to look. While he was looking on the floor, suddenly he felt the floor start to move. What did he step on that started to move him up? Have you ever ridden on an escalator? They're stairs that move up or down by themselves. You don't even have to walk, you stand there and it moves you. So he was walking along looking for his button, stepped on there and started to go up. He thought, could this be a mountain? He had never seen a mountain, but he'd always wanted to climb one. Maybe it is. It would seem very big to a little stuffed bear. It would seem as big as a mountain. He stepped off the escalator when it reached the next floor, and before his eyes was the most amazing sight. There were, what do you see that he thought was so amazing? Tables, chairs, lamps, couches, beds. He had stepped right into a furniture store. But you know what? He didn't know it was a furniture store. He'd never seen a place like this. He thought, this must be a palace. Palace is another word for a place where a king might live or a queen. So there he is, looking around, thinking he found his way right into a fancy palace. He'd always wanted to go visit a palace. So he is on quite the adventure. So far, he thought he climbed a mountain and made it to a very special place at the top. Then he saw something that caught his eye. Do you see what he saw? Look at those little round circles on that bed. It looked just like his button. That's where it went. So up he climbed, and he grabbed one and started to pull as hard as he could. Look at him yank on that. But you know what? It wouldn't come off. And you know why? It wasn't his missing button. That's part of the mattress, and it is sewn on. So he tried, and he tried, and then the button from the bed popped right off. And when it popped off, Corduroy went flying backwards through the air, right into the lamp. The lamp crashed down with a loud noise. Poor Corduroy. All he wanted was his button. He was having the hardest time to find it, though. Now, Corduroy wasn't the only one in the store. And when there was that crash, someone else heard it too. There was a security guard in the store. A security guard walks around to make sure everything is safe. When he heard the crash, he quickly went to investigate. Investigate means he went to see what was happening. He needed to know. There was a lamp fallen over. Somebody must be hiding around here. Do you see anyone hiding? Where did Corduroy go? Well, that security guard, he started to look. Then he saw something small peeking out from the covers of one of the beds. He carefully walked over, reached out, grabbed the blanket, and pulled it back to find a little toy bear who didn't belong there. Oh, how did you get upstairs? He asked. He knew he must belong in the toy store. So down the escalator they went. They left the palace, which was really a furniture store, went down the escalator, which, wasn't really a mountain, and back right to where he had started. All that work, and he was right back on the shelf. And you know what? What is he still missing? His button. All that work and no button. Oh, Corduroy was a little bit sad inside, and he went to sleep that night, not thinking that he would ever find his button again, and who would want him without a button? Well, Corduroy was just waking up the next morning when who should he see? The girl back from the other day. Before he could do anything, she picked him up, took him to the counter, and bought him with her very own money. He still doesn't look new. He's still missing a button. But you know what? She didn't care. This was a very special bear, and she wanted him very much, just like he was. Corduroy couldn't be happier. Somebody wanted him. She picked him up and carried him all the way back home. Up the stairs she ran, as fast as she could, until she got to her family's apartment. So she lives up a bunch of stairs at her house. All right. The girl took Corduroy right to her room. Looking around, you know what? It didn't look like a palace. It wasn't big and fancy. It wasn't on the top of a mountain. It wasn't a great adventure to get there. But looking around, this he knew was something special. This was a home, and he knew he had always wanted a home. And then to make it even better, he got a brand new button sewed on so his overalls would not fall off. At that point, I think he is feeling maybe not even just happy. Maybe he's feeling more than happy. Maybe he's feeling excited to have a place that's his. And he is definitely feeling loved. The end. I really like how he found that friend that he really wanted. And you know what? That little girl, she found a friend too. Corduroy was the friend that she wanted. And it didn't matter if he was missing a button. It didn't matter at all to her. She still wanted to be his friend and take him home to live with her. So I really like that story because it shows us how to be a good friend. So I will get to read another exciting story tomorrow. And you know what? I've been picking some really special books that show us how to do new things and how to treat people that we care about. Because we're talking about when we go to kindergarten soon, and how are we going to meet new friends? Are we going to do it like Corduroy? I sure hope so. I hope we all find special friends when we try new things. And I hope we're all very excited to try new things. Just like Corduroy tried new things when he went up the escalator and into the furniture store. That's somewhere he had never been. All right, I will talk to you guys again soon. Thanks for listening.